Shanaria Wilson says she and her big sister Shanaria did everything together.
We really just want to know why.
A family now struggling to make sense of what happened and how to mourn the loss of a child.
It's just really sad that we have to be here right now to even say a goodbye to a 13-year-old. I mean, we need some type of justice behind this happening. She's only 13 years old.
"13-year-old Shanaria Wilson is described as an energetic and independent girl who was full of life. Dancing and posting TikTok videos were two of her favorite things to do. Her personality was unforgettable, and she was always smiling. Although one of 6 siblings, Shanaria loved being a big sister to her younger sister, 10-year-old Shanaria Wilson. They had an extremely close relationship. She was also a 7th grader at Audubon Middle School. As normal, Shanaria and her siblings were playing outside of their home. They were heading in for the night to get ready for bed when out of nowhere, shots rang out. Around 9:30 p.m. on the evening of April 24th, Milwaukee police were called to the area of South 5th Place and Rogers. Upon arriving to the scene, police would find 3 individuals suffering from gunshot wounds, a male and 2 young girls.
2 sisters, just 13 and 10 years old, shot in the street outside of their Southside home Sunday night near 5th and Rogers.
Right after they just got home, it just happened, shooting.
7th grader Shanaria Wilson was killed. Her grandmother fought back tears thinking of her.
Everybody thought that she was so sweet.
Shanaria's little sister Shanaria was struck twice. The girl's aunt says their family is beyond heartbroken.
And not only was it just one niece of mine, it was 2. One of my younger niece, she's only 10 years old, and she was shot in her stomach and in her arm. And thank God she's still here, but one didn't make it.
Despite help from neighbors following the shooting, Shanaria sustained life-threatening injuries and was transported to a local hospital where she later died. Her 10-year-old sister, Shanaria, was also shot multiple times, once in the stomach and in both of her arms. However, she survived. The 18-year-old man suffered non-threatening injuries and is expected to recover. Shanaria's death was part of a violent weekend across the city of Milwaukee, where 3 people were killed and 21 shot in 18 different shootings. After being informed of her sister's death, Shanaria's younger sister and grandmother were devastated. They, along with the rest of her family and friends, are still trying to process it all.
It's not that good to be away from your sister, because when she leaves you, she's gone. She's not coming back.
Shanaria Wilson says she and her big sister Shanaria did everything together.
Our favorite thing to do together was talk and spend time with each other.
Only 3 years separated the two. Sunday night, they were playing outside near 5th and Rogers, about to go inside and put on their PJs when they started hearing gunshots.
I was going in. They started shooting. It was already a person that was shooting with them in the back. So that's how I got shot right here. And the person that was in the car, I got shot right here because that was in the front.
Shanaria spent a few days in the hospital and is holding her family close as she heals.
It'd be nice they just turn themselves in.
Shanaria's mom asked us only to use her voice. She hopes someone hears their story and comes forward.
I just want my baby to have justice.
Always smiling. That was her. Sweet and always smiling.
And that's how grandmother Betty Ross says she'll remember her Nari. Last Sunday, Ross says she got a phone call she never wanted to receive, telling us her family was screaming that 13-year-old Shanaria Wilson was badly injured during a shooting and later died, and that her 10-year-old granddaughter Shanaria, sister of Shanaria, was also hurt.
I wish it was me and her. You know, a child should be able to grow up and live their life. But this world today, I would never want to bring a child in this world.
Her family devastated by this loss.
It's so hard for them. Her 6 siblings, it's really hard for them.
Ross says gun violence has changed her family's life forever and wants people to see how it's changed the life of her 10-year-old granddaughter. She shares these photos with us, showing the gunshot wounds Shanaria suffered, getting hit in both arms and grazed in her stomach.
She's in a lot of pain, but she's at home now, but she's just in a lot of pain.
And Ross says the news of the passing of her sister broke the 10-year-old.
That's all she's been doing is crying.
Teddy bears, balloons, and flowers were placed outside of Shanaria's home. Family and friends gathered for a vigil to remember the youngest victim of a violent weekend in the city of Milwaukee. Dozens of balloons were released into the sky.
What happened yesterday was just very senseless. It's hard for us.
Dozens of family and friends gathered Monday night at 5th Place in Rogers to remember 13-year-old Shanaria Wilson. She was shot outside the family home, along with her 10-year-old sister Shanaria and an 18-year-old man. They are expected to survive. Shanaria's aunt describes her as someone who loved to make TikTok videos.
She was full of life, and that's what she liked to do. And she danced, so that's what we want to remember her, with her personality.
It's such a tragedy that happened here last night.
We ask that you wrap your loving arms around us, Father God.
The family knows Shanaria's killing was just part of a weekend of violence across the city of Milwaukee.
There's so many small children and so many teenagers just dying over senseless things, and that just does not need to continue. So unfortunate standing here right now to know that she can't finish her life and finish her dreams.
Days after her murder, more than 100 people showed up for a community walk, including the mayor and Milwaukee police, leading to the scene of the crime, hoping to encourage someone to come forward with information. They also hope to bring a stop to the spike in violence within the community.
They took my baby from me. I can't get her back.
Standing a few feet away from where her daughter Shanaria was shot and killed Sunday night, Vieta Coldwell, putting it in the simplest terms.
It's sick. Y'all took a child. They heartless.
Her other daughter injured.
I got shot 4 times, and it hurt.
Their home now a memorial.
I ask you, God, just to open up doors, Lord, that no man could close for this family.
Dozens bowed their heads Friday afternoon, surrounding the family. It was an ending point for a walk with police, community organizers, pastors, and elected leaders.
Emotional. They were in the right place at the right time. They were in their home.
And now yet another example of the ripple effect violence in the city can have throughout it, that people need to speak up, provide tips, even if it's in one's own family.
If we don't, then they just turn around and they go hurt somebody else's baby.
The 2-block stretch of 5th Place on the city's near south side, no stranger to gun violence.
It's been a very busy block over the last few months.
Which is why police put the walk together.
Does this work?
It's kind of something new that we're starting out with Chief Norman, and I think it is working. It feels like it's working. At least get an effect of helping out and helping solve this case by getting out in the neighborhood and talking to people.
While some are skeptical, those here, from Shanaria's family to those who grew up here.
A change has to happen. A change is going to happen.
They're optimistic.
The family has set up a GoFundMe to help cover funeral expenses. Circumstances leading up to the shooting are under investigation. Milwaukee police do not believe the incident was targeted and are continuing to follow all leads. They are searching for an unknown suspect and urge anyone with information to come forward.